Okay, well, yesterday our lesson was about order of operation. So we have this expression 4 plus 23. You know right away that you need to add you need to add these two numbers, right? The operation is addition. How about this? 12 minus 2. Right away you can say that the operation involved in this expression is subtraction. Okay, and what about this? 50 divided by 5. That is obviously a division. And lastly, this is multiplication, 5 times 3. Okay. These expressions are quite simple because it only involves one kind of operation per expression. But how about if you're given an expression just like this? 7 plus 1 minus 6 times 9 divided by 3 plus 3 minus 8 times 6. How would you know which operation to do first? Okay, so this lesson is about that, learning the order of operation that we should do if we're given a mathematical. Okay, so this is the order of operation as discussed. This is just a review as what we have discussed yesterday. The first order is multiplication. If you have an expression and it has a multiplication operation in it, then that's the first thing that we should do. The next one that would follow multiplication is division. Okay, and the third one is addition, and lastly is subtraction. Okay, so if you notice, I highlighted the first letters of each operation, so it's easier for you to memorize the order. Okay. I think maybe you can still remember I told you about my dear Aunt Sally, right? Okay, so my dear Aunt Sally, so you'd know that M stands for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. So if you can remember this phrase, then I'm sure you won't have any trouble remembering the order of operation. Okay, so let's remember. Okay, so let's take this as an example. Alright, so this is 12 times 2 plus 8 divided by 2 minus 10. Okay, so this is a complex expression with a number of operations. Okay, so what are the operations involved in this expression? So we have 12 times 2, that's multiplication, and when they have plus, and then we have division, and then we have subtraction by minus 10. Okay, so from our order of operation, the first one is from my dear Aunt Sally, it's M, so that's multiplication. Okay, so from this expression, let's look which two numbers involves multiplication, right? So we could see that it's 12 times 2. Okay, so we get that answer. 12 times equals 24, and let's bring down the rest of the expression. Okay, and the next step would be, what's the next operation? It will be division, right? So again, let's look for the numbers that would involve division. As you can see, I had a brace under it, 8 divided by 2. So let's do division for that. Okay, so what's 8 divided by 2? We know that it's 4. Okay, and so let's bring down the rest of the other numbers that we have not done any operation with. Alright, so the next one would be addition, my dear Aunt Sally. Alright, so we have addition. Okay, what numbers involves addition? So we have 24 and 4. Okay, and so let's answer that. What's 24 and 4? That's 28, and so let's bring down the rest. Okay, so if you noticed, we're bringing down the rest of the other numbers and operations that we're not doing just yet. Okay, so this is a step-by-step process. Okay, now finally we have two numbers left, and that is obviously subtraction. So we subtract 28 minus 10, so that's our answer, 28. Let's try this next example. Okay, so that's 13 plus 2 plus 7 times 2 minus 10. Okay, so the first order of operation is multiplication. Okay, so these two are involved in multiplication, so we take the answer for that and then bring down the rest of the other numbers. Okay, And the next order would be division. Okay, so from on our next line, we have 13 plus 2 plus 14 minus 10. Obviously, there's no division in it, so we'll just skip division. Okay, so in the order, if one of them is not present, then you'll just have to skip that order. Okay, so the next one would be, after division would be addition. So let's add all the ones that we need to add. So that's 13 plus 2 plus 14. So that's 29. Okay, let's bring down minus 10. Okay, so the next one we have 2 left now. So the last one would be subtraction. So 29 minus 10. Oops. Okay, that's 19. Okay. Alright. So that was for yesterday, and now I'd like to add. Okay, so this is what I want to add in the order of operation. So this is what we have discussed as of yesterday, and we'll add this one, the parenthesis. Okay, so it should be the first one. If there's a parenthesis in your equation, then that, I mean in your expression, then this would be the first one that we should do. Okay, let's check on that. Okay, all right. So let's try to remember. Well, of course, my dear Aunt Sally already remember that, but there's a P in front. So you can come up with your own way with your own phrase, whatever phrase you'd like to choose that makes more sense for you or easier for you to remember. That's fine. But for now, I will choose please, my dear Aunt Sally. Please for parentheses, obviously. Okay, so how does a parenthesis look like? Okay, there are like 2 letter forward C and backward C. I'm sure you have seen a parenthesis, and so there's an expression inside that parenthesis. Okay, so that's how a parenthesis looks like. Of course, your multiplication, the M, is for the X, it's a times sign. Division is this sign. Addition is the plus sign, and subtraction. So let's try an example. Okay, let's try this one. So we have the sum of 3 plus 2, so the one under the parenthesis. Okay, times 4 plus 8 divided by 2 minus 10. Okay, so the order of operation, please, my dear Aunt Sally. So we'll do the one inside the parenthesis first. Okay. All right, so that's the one inside the parenthesis. 3 and 2, so we'll answer that. 5. Okay, so let's bring down the rest of the operations. Okay, so upon close inspection, what would be the next one? Okay, the next one would be please, my dear Aunt Sally. So please, so the next one will be multiplication. Okay, so these are the numbers involved in multiplication, so let's answer that. 20, and let's bring down the rest of the expression. Okay, on the third line, we check again what's the next operation after multiplication. That would be division, and we can find division here, so let's do that. Okay, the answer is 4, and then let's bring down the rest. Okay, and then the next one would be addition. Is there addition in it? Yes, there is. That's 24 plus 4. Okay, let's answer that. That's 28, and let's bring down minus 10, and of course the last one would be subtraction. Okay, so that's your answer. Last example. Okay. Alright, now you can see there are 2 parentheses in this expression. Okay. For this example, it does not really matter which parenthesis you'd like to try on, but for the purpose of trying to remember the order, let's just do the parenthesis with an addition in it. Okay, so P plus means addition inside parenthesis. Okay, so that's the part here. That's 3 plus 2, so we answer that at 5. And let's bring down the rest of the expression. And then on the second line, you can see there's still another parenthesis, so we have to deal with that next. Okay, so that's negative or minus, and minus sign inside the parenthesis, so we'll deal with that. Okay, so that's 8 minus 2, that will be 6. And let's bring down the rest. Okay. Alright, so we're done with the parentheses now. So we'll do, please, my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so we'll have M. Alright, so that's M. 5 times 4, that's 20. and let's bring down the rest. Oops, I think I moved too fast. Okay, alright, let's get that. Alright, the next one would be, after multiplication, that will be division. And 6 and 2 can be divided. Alright, okay, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, and let's bring down the rest. And what's next? The next one would be addition. That's 24 and 3, so you have 27, and let's bring down the rest. And then the last one, of course, is subtraction. And 27 minus 10, that's 17. Okay, so I hope this presentation will help you work on your problems, work on your assignment in your textbook. Please check the blog for the assignment related to this. For today's date, for September 7th. All right.